So we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about
Yes.
it. Nice to see you
Thank
again,
you.
honestly.
Yes.
Are you loving the feedback you're getting from people? And also given that nature is your thing,
Yes.
does it make you happy that Africans are finally coming back home?
You have no idea how well I sleep every night. You asked if I'm happy. I think, honestly, I'm overwhelmed in the most positive way. I did not expect the kind of response I've gotten the last 2 years, and it has been a blessing for me. I love nature. The other day I love stories.
Yes, go on.
So I was telling my sisters-in-law the other day it was raining. I don't know whether any of our viewers knows that it is very okay to be rained on.
Yes.
Intentionally.
Yes.
It gets better when you're naked. So if you dance on the rain,
Yeah.
you heal. And so when I was telling my sisters, and they were asking, how do you do that? I'm like, yes, because nature brings its own wealth of minerals. All the minerals that we are looking for are provided for us by nature. When I came in, I always notice few things. When I came in, a scholar received me when she was barefoot.
Yes.
That was the best blessing that I ever received. So after this show, we are all walking outside and walking barefoot.
For real.
Yes, because the soil has everything that we need. And today's conversation will show you that the soil itself, it can heal. Now, the awakening that is happening in Africa, I'm like, thank you, because finally we are getting there. I have been studying plants for the last 10 years. I love plants. I tell people I talk to plants and they talk back to me and they don't believe me until you come and live my life. So I am so happy to see that we are ready and open-minded. I'm so thankful to even medical doctors. I have a whole team. I have R&B school. R&B is Rejuvenating Nature's Beam, my company. But now I have a school where I teach people how to do what I do. Guess what? 5% are medical doctors. Have already graduated in that 12 weeks curriculum that teaches you how to use nature, how to leverage on nature to heal. That is an awakening that I'm looking forward. Like, we are not even ready for the massive awakening that is coming.
It's good.
But nature heals. Nature is real. It has changed my life. It's been 11, going to 12 years of turning around from the day you are told you have cancer to turning around and living a healthy lifestyle.
Oh,
yes.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
You are a walking testimony, you know.
Yes.
You know, you sit here, because I know maybe some of our audience are not familiar with your backstory, and I would want you to talk to us about it so that they understand where the connection between you, nature, early menopause, and why you are so passionate when it comes to talking about these things, where it springs from. But first things first, my condolences for the loss of your dad.
Thank you.
How is nature helping you in your grieving process?
First of all, nature, anytime you define nature, and I remember Professor Wangari Maathai used to tell us, the more you define nature, the more you will have a hard time. So nature is helping me to allow myself to go through the process. One of the things I've struggled with from last year, my dad has been terminally ill for a while. And so the last 2 years, it was very intensive. I knew my dad would be dying in February last year. So I went through anticipatory grief, the one that you go through as someone is still alive. And one of the things that I have really struggled with is sleep. I was not able to sleep very well. Up and above the fact that I am the one who helps people with sleep, this time I could not help myself. I am happy that today, before I came here, I was able to sleep, and I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh, thank you. Good. So nature is helping me go with the flow. There are days I'll cry. Yesterday I really cried. There are days I'll miss him. There are days I'll think about him. But nature also keeps reminding me, Caro, you did the best that you could for him. So I allow myself, and I'm not fighting the grief. I'm allowing and walking through the grief as I help other people go through it. And that is why I launched Healing Rain Oasis in the midst of my grief, to help other people who are going through the grief.
What's Healing Rain Oasis? Sorry, if you don't want to talk about
No, it's okay. It's okay. Healing Rain is my most recent baby. Healing Rain Center is a space that I created in Rongai in Kenya for caregivers.
Wow.
A safe space where you can come and just rest. It's actually a care and rest center Why? My mom has been a caregiver for 40 years, for my grandmother, for my grandfather, for me, and for my dad. And the whole time we were working with my dad, as a caregiver, I went through a hard time. My brothers did and my mom, but we didn't know where to exactly take my mom to separate them from the patient. If you don't take care of the patient, the caregiver, you end up losing the caregiver faster than the patient. So I really struggled with hopping from a hotel to another, and the space was not safe. And so I started in November. I asked my dad's blessings and he said, I bless you. So I started in November, and in February, after a month after he died, on the 40th day, I launched a center where you can come sleep, because that is one thing that is lacking. The last time I took my mom, she had not slept for 3 months, because you go to sleep, you're thinking, my patient, my patient, my patient. Then you were taken care of. At the center, you only eat healthy indigenous foods. I forgot myself, Lynn. Last year, I added so much weight. I was under so much stress because I was not able to eat the healthy way that I'm teaching people to eat, because I was busy up and down hospital, taking care of mom, taking care of my daughter went through depression in between. I am taking care of her and all these things. So at the center, you are also fed only African indigenous foods. At the center, there's a massage parlor. Wow. There's a place for you to walk barefoot. At the center, we walk barefoot. It's an African setup. And then we are also helping you with grief. We have grief counselors for the people who've lost their loved ones, and for the people who would want to have funeral directors. Yes. I am a writer. I do beautiful eulogies. I did a beautiful eulogy for my dad. And so for me, I believe it's celebration of life should not be born, died, sick.
This and this, education.
So education. So at the center, you just come and find peace. I was building that space for the caregivers, but somehow I have realized that the world needs it for mental health, because the world is also tired. Yes. The world is tired. So it's a safe space. And we also have an escape room where you can come and scream. Adults are looking for a place to scream, and punching bag in. You can come and remove all the angers. Psychologists on the standby. And it's just a space that I needed to help me. But now I realized, let me not walk alone. I have that weakness. When I find a problem, I don't know how to walk through it by myself. I walk with someone else. So that has been my journey. And grief is not easy. Oh, anyone grieving. I've also been sharing my grief journey on TikTok. I've been sharing my grief journey on social media, because I realized I really felt bad, because I was telling people I don't want to view my dad's body. I was with him until few hours before he died, and I said my goodbyes. But some people are forcing it on me, and they could not understand. They're like, no, you need closure. I'm like, no, I know why I've chosen that. Yes. Then I felt there's some few things I was like, then when you talk about death of someone, like for me, I had to prepare my family 9 months before the demise of my dad, that he's dying and he's still alive. And he used to call me and tell me, tell your mother, tell your brothers that I'm dying. He gave me his eulogy in July and he died in January. So talking about death in Africa has become, we are still scared of talking about someone dying. And it's a whole journey. So the things that personally I experienced, not everyone will agree with me, but anyone who agrees with me, they'll come and, because they remember how I struggled. Me, I don't want to view the body, and everyone is holding your back and telling you, no, you need to view. And then someone tells me, don't cry so much because of your mother. I'm like, excuse me, no, my mother is mourning her husband, I'm mourning my dad. Please allow me to cry. My daughter, I lost my guka when I was in 2011, and I didn't feel like I was justified to cry for him too much. Someone even asked me, why are you crying so much and he's not your father? So I allowed my daughter to walk through the pain of losing her grandfather. Yes. Many of us have lost. I've watched shows here, people who are raised by their grandfathers and their grandmothers, and that is where their heart is. Why are we denying them that chance to cry? Just grief is very unique.
And I don't know. I don't fear death, honestly.
Neither do I.
I'm not calling it in, but I don't fear it.
Neither do.
But I remember posting a couple of weeks back, we were at church, and I remember the pastor asked us, if you have 1 week to live, what are some of the things you would do more, and what are some of the things you would let go of, right? So I remember posting that on my social media. Of course, people are saying the things they would let let go of anger, blah, blah, blah. But then there's this person who said, I refuse to die. Death is not ours. I'm like, we gonna die. We gonna die either ways.
I know.
You know, and
it's a transition. It's a transition, whether we like it or not, we'll go through it.
Yeah.
Of course, saying we don't fear death is not that we are calling on it.
Good.
No, it's just that we are admitting. For me, I had to fall sick, and maybe that is where my story starts.
Yes.
That 2012. Yes, 2012. Normally, I give I'm very high on self-love.
It's good.
So every birthday, I give myself a gift.
Yes.
Every birthday. So 2012, I had said, I'm going to gather courage and take this thing called pap smear. Because when I was at the University of Nairobi, and there used to be those times of October when there is free screening, I never went.
Yes.
I allowed my friends to go, and I was like, hey, I'm not doing that thing. And then there was this myth of, hey, you will go and panua, utaenda kuturamira dagitari, it's painful, don't do it. You know, those things. Pap smear was not many people are not familiar with it at that time. I was not going for screening because I was sick. I was actually going to use my employer's medical cover because it needed to it needed to be used.
Yes.
I was being a very loyal employee who uses the medical cover
Once in a year.
once in a year. So, and then also growing up, I used to admire women who, I went for a medical checkup. How? Me was like, yani, you have money, mpaka you're going. I used to say, when I grow up and I have my own money, I'll be going for these medical checkups, just for the sake of it. So me, I had gone for my birthday gift. Walked into a hospital and I told them, check from head to toe, check anything, you know. Like by that time, Lane, the closest I had come to cancer was maybe reading a magazine and seeing someone maybe got sick. You feel, at that time you are 26 turning 27, so cancer is not. You are thinking maybe diabetes, maybe hypertension. So I did a check. And they did the check, they could check. And I remember, because I was very scared of pap smear, I called my friend Rose. I told her, Rose, because when we were in Campo, you used to go for this, give me the courage, because me, bado naogopa, give me the courage, I do the pap smear. So I was on phone when the pap smear was being done. And so, and it was done within less than a minute.
Yes.
And the nurse was like, we are done. Like, why were women telling me that it's painful or whatever? And she explained to me. 1 month later, I did my test and I walked away.
Yeah.
So 1 month later, I'm going for a date to try and reconcile one of those damaged relationships that we try to force in our lives. Character development. Those, my friends and I call them the accidents that I was forcing issues on that relationship. I'm passing, the date was upstairs. So I'm passing by the hospital and he's late. That's how damaged it was. And I said, let me pass time by picking my results. So I walk into that hospital and I told them my name. They started looking for it. And at some moment, their faces changed. It was like, Then they were like, they're moving from this off. There were two ladies in a white dust coat. Eventually, after like 30 minutes, I asked them, so what's up? They told me, hey, madam. Then she's holding my paper. Hapa, tunaona ni kama uko na cancer. Lakini hatuwezi kuambia. Daktari hayuko. I was like, wait, which cancer? Remember, I did a diabetes. You can, like, I was not going to hospital to check cervical or breast or anything. So I asked her, so daktari yako wapi? She says, the doctor is only available on Tuesday and today is Friday. Wow. This is one of the branches of a main hospital. Now it's in Thika. And I'm like, so where's niambia? So which type of cancer? We can talk about it. We are not allowed to. You've already told me.
That's how they deliver the news.
That is what I was told.
Sorry, scholar. Mm-hmm.
Then I just somehow, normally you don't think about asking for those results. I don't know, for some reason I got the courage and I said, give me the results. I'll come on Tuesday. Took my results, picked them, put them in my bag, went for the date. To try and force issues. And the relationship, of course, could not work.
Yes.
3 days later is when I was thinking, what did these guys tell me? So I took the results and I did the mistake that most people do. I went to Dr. Google. That is when you Google and you feel all the symptoms that you are reading. And that is when I realized it is cervical. So the first thing I read was cervical cancer is transmitted by HPV, human papillomavirus, which is sexually transmitted. Hi. So you're asking yourself, Jehovah. So then you are even confused of, is it an STD? Is it an STI? What is it? You see, when you don't have the correct information,
Yes.
here you can create, and me, I'm an overthinker. I created a mountain out of God knows. I started bleeding, like I got my periods there. And I was like, wow. So the way I am naturally, and around that time, my dad was really, really, really sick. He was just planning for a transplant around that time. So I couldn't tell anyone. I said, I'm going to handle this alone. I'm not telling anyone, because how do you even start telling people that your cervix is sick? First of all, for the viewer, the cervix is inside the vagina. So it means for them to access the cervix, they have to go through my vagina. And the journey began there in January 2013, yes. And it is in and out of hospital. You go to the next hospital I went to, I met a doctor, a gynecologist, still using my medical cover. And a gynecologist tells me, we just remove this uterus. He's not even looking at me. So I ask him, it is the cervix that is sick. Why are you removing the uterus? You see, even my mother has one child. He was a very elderly person. He told me a whole story of how he was born. I was like, okay, you didn't answer me. I don't understand why you are removing the uterus and you're telling me it's the cervix that is sick. I left that doctor. Long story is, after 3 months, I found a good doctor, Dr. Yamal Patel. I am forever indebted to Dr. Yamal Patel. He was human. He held my hand. He explained to my brother and I for more than 30 minutes what cervical cancer is, what causes it, why, like a doctor who will take you through like a 6-year-old.
Yes.
And finally, I sat down. Of course, it was not as easy as it sounds today. And I made a decision of removing my entire reproductive system at the age of 27, because that, to me, that was the easiest option. I was very clear. I had discussed with my doctor, and he had allowed me to discuss with other doctors. He was very generous to a point. He gave me contacts to other doctors who I can consult.
Wow.
That's very humane. And he used to call me by my name and would call me on phone and check on me and all this. I felt safe. So on 23rd of March, it means I removed my reproductive system. So as you see me, I only have a vagina.
Oh, wait, okay. All of it gone?
Yes, I decided the cervix is like this.
Yes.
Sometimes it grows. Of course, the doctors will understand. They do that just the same way we do with the breast. This time it had not grown. The cancer cells were not just on the cervix. They were on one side of the cervix and had touched the mouth just slightly. So they said they can cut, but I told them no. I'll be waking up every morning wondering if we left some or if we. So I chose total hysterectomy.
Yes.
So, and then the doctor was really kind. He told me, Carol, I don't want to scar you. So we did laparoscopy, total hysterectomy.
Wow.
If you look at my tummy, I have no scar. Unless I tell you, you wouldn't know that that happened.
Yeah.
So they did a beautiful, safe surgery, and recovery started there. So it means I went through menopause at 27. My mom had not gone through menopause. My aunties had not gone through menopause. It was a strange thing for me. It was so strange that you don't know what to do. You don't know hot flashes. If you've never met hot flashes, you have no idea how they are. Oh God, they are terrible. You are sleeping, you are sweating, and the entire bed is wet because you're sweating. The next minute you're cold. The next minute you're angry. The next minute you don't even understand yourself at all. So that is where my journey began. Because now, luckily for me, my former boss's boss had just gone through something similar to what I had gone through, but she had not talked. Me, the bold out there, after I went after surgery, I went back to the office. That time I was working for USAID. I wrote an email to the entire Kenyan office. Guys, go for screening. I went this, like I told my custody, mpaka the directors were like, that girl. And I was only a field officer.
Yes.
Hey. So my bosses came to see me, and she told me, guess what? I went through this 3 months ago. I wish I spoke about it because maybe it would have been easier for you. But now you have inspired me. And we became friends. She took me to Faraja Cancer Center.
Wow.
Now we started walking the
healing.
the menopausal, because now she's older. She was around 50 something. So for her, we started walking through the menopause journey together. And then I went online. I really desired someone who would understand. Remember 27, none of your age mates would understand what you're going through. None of the other women will understand. And then this is a taboo to talk about. There's even one of my aunties who told me, na wewe unaongea sana about your sex, your vagina shut. Must you tell people about your, it's your private part.
Keep it there.
Keep it there. So I went online.
Our aunties.
And I found a wonderful group that to date I am a member. I don't know. I think they're in I don't know which country they are in. But if there's a group that helped me, a safe space, it's called Histe Sisters. And every year they'll send me an anniversary. They'll check on me. And that is when I realized what I'm going through is nothing strange. Every other woman in the world is going through it. That is when I got bold and I started with social media. I quit my job, not knowing what I'm going to do. I quit my job. I woke up one day and I said, I'm done. They asked me, where are you going? I said, no other woman will ever go through what I've gone through in silence.
Wow.
No one, because everyone was telling me, now I'm going to talk about it until you get tired. Went on Facebook.
Yes.
Blogs everywhere. I started telling women, it is okay. Your cervix is, yes, it's called the private part, but don't die alone. I still remember there are 3 things that I had asked God. Yani, God, I would have died without knowing how to drive, to swim, and going to Masai Mara. Hey, I'm not going to do this.
Are you for real? It's drive, swim, and Masai Mara for you?
Yes. It's like, yani, you could have called me home without me swimming. How would I even explain to you that I was in this world and I never learned to swim? That is how determined I am. I walked into a swimming pool and I watched what people are doing, and in 6 hours, I was in the deep end. I've never gone back.
Wow.
Now I teach people how to swim.
Wow. Wow.
Then all the 2 savings I had, I went to Masai Mara. Sometimes I look at my face and I'm like, Caro. Masai Mara? Alone. And then I have a daughter who is in school. You have rent to pay.
Mom before
yes,
now,
I was a mom.
Before they removed
5 years
prior.
5 years prior. So I'm like, I'm going to Masai Mara. I went to Masai Mara. And God works in mysterious ways. 10 years, when I was marking 10 years, somehow I found myself in Masai Mara. The first spot where we were going to drop a guest, it is that center that I I went that time. And the owner noticed me and he remembered me. Wow. It's like, you came here with so-and-so. 10 years later. So I give that's why I told you I'm very big on self-love. And it's, sometimes you would think it's more about me, but it is okay. It is me it's because of me that we are here. I mean, I would not be here if it was not me. So I have to love me.
Yes. Okay, Snoop Dogg, let's go.
And I thank me. I want to thank me.
You passed the vibe check.
Because if you think about it, if you quit your job, you're going to help women.
Yes.
And you can't even give yourself a gift as small as taking yourself to Masai Mara. What kind of help are you going to give other women? And anywho. So I started an NGO called Held Sister Foundation.
Yeah.
Held is Hold Every Lady in Distress. When I was starting, I wanted to give information. Like, women, please go for screening, women. And then I told more women, if you ever meet someone in matatus telling people, it's just a passion. Mimi, I was that girl. I would go and find 2 women. Excuse me. Hi, my name is Caro. There's something called pap smear. Do you know about it? Like, strangers. I would go to churches and beg pastors and priests, please give me a chance to talk to the congregation and tell them. Because like, unasikianga mushene lazima itoke.
Yes.
Please go for pap smear. Please. It saves lives because my life was saved. And that is how people got to know about what I'm doing. Held Sister Foundation, I started to give the information. The more I gave the information, the more they asked me. So then, you've told us to go for screening. Where do we go? I told them, but in the media, I'm seeing the government saying that there is pap smear. Go to the government hospitals, then they'll come back and tell me, no, we were thrown out. By that time, the whole screening process was a mess. And then I was like, God, so you called me to go and tell people to go for screening. Then they are not finding this solution. So what do? One day I was just walking in Thika. I turned like this lane. I saw a hospital I had never seen. Family Health Options. And I walked in. Excuse me, may I talk to the senior doctor here? Bam, 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 bam. I was taken to Dr. Kamau. Hey, Miss Dr. Kamau, my name is so-and-so. I have this thing in my heart. It's so heavy. Please, how can we work together?
It's my purpose.
And he started smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling? He held my hand, took me to Aunt's office and told me, tell her what you just told me. They had just been funded to do exactly what I wanted to do. They have the funding. I don't have the funding, but I have the women. So they don't know where to start. Boom. 2014, 50,000 women were screened in Kenya. 50,000. Kiambu, Murang'a, Machakos, anywhere. Like we went to Western. At the same time, Maristops joined in, Aga Khan Hospital joined in. I got so many people willing to come for this screening. So now you have come to the village. Lynn, you didn't know about cancer. We have screened you for breast cancer and for cervical cancer. Then we tell you you are sick. What have we done? We are bringing suicide. I actually lost like 3 women to suicide because they were like, I can't take this. By the time they were getting to me, they had already committed suicide because they are like, you just told me I have cancer. Around that time, everyone is saying cancer is like a death sentence. So you don't know what to start. And I'm like, Kai, now God, you keep creating problems for me and you keep calling me to do this. And God, in his own mysterious ways, he gave me the courage again to walk into EcoBank. Pam, 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 pam. So broke, but you walk. And I met some ladies and we talked, and then I told them, can we sponsor some patients? Can we help some very needy ladies? By that time I had like 15 women in Kenyatta National Hospital, because other than going to the villages, I used to go to national hospitals, district hospitals, and just hug people. Because when I was sick, the only thing I wanted was a hug. I did not want anything. And that is why my organization is called Held Sister, because I needed to be held. I used to go to Kenyatta and just hug people. And I started a program called Will You Be My Volunteer? In Valentine's, where we just go to Kenyatta and just hug people and hug and give them flowers and just nothing else, because I didn't have much to give. So Held Sister Foundation was born. I went to EcoBank and they were able to sponsor some women. And then I started online. You'll find one thing I've learned the hard way is that I can't save the world. I really wanted to save the world. And it was hard. I'll not tell you. Today I mentor people who want to do philanthropy. And I tell them, you better be ready for this and this and this and this. Philanthropy is good. It gives you fulfillment. It helps you so much. But let me tell you, I remember there's a time, because in 2014 is when I got 2014 and 2015, I got 4 international awards. There's a time I was called for an international award, Timeless Woman of Wonder. You see the title? Yes. I didn't even have fare to go and receive it. I really cried on my way home and I'm like, God, Yani, you're making the whole world celebrate me and I'm dying over here alone. And I don't know how to explain to my family, because they are asking you, why did you quit your job? Karo, ati ulienda kusaidia. Sayo, you have even removed your clothes and given someone to wear your own clothes. Shika, va. The same people will come and insult you. The same people will come and say this. The same people. Anyway, of course, there are so many lessons that come by, but I don't regret. So now the women have started getting treatment. For those who, when we come to the village and we find you're in early stages, I got partners who will do cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is where we freeze the cells to stop growing. And then there are others there's lip where we cut. Yeah. So there are people who are willing now to come. I went through the training myself. I'm not a doctor, but I had to go through the training, because the women will say, ule mwalimu alitufundisha ndiye ataniangalia. You're in a village, a 70, 80-year-old says, the only person I'm showing my vagina, ni ule. So I had to be trained. So I learned how to check and all these things. Then, after now you have started the treatment, I realized, the more the treatment is going on, the more they are health is going down. Kwani, what's happening? The more they do the chemo, the more they do the radio. I was like, hey, what's happening? And I started asking myself, what are they eating? What can I provide that we can complement with whatever treatment that they are getting? In between, of course, I lost so many people. In 2017, I snapped into depression. Like, so many people died on my hands. I was like, God, you called me, then you killed them. You called me, then they die. Then I snapped into depression. And when I went, I didn't know that I was depressed. A friend of mine is the one who came and told me, Caro, you're sick. I told him, no, I'm not sick. He dragged me to a psychologist. And after several sessions, one thing I was sure is I told him, okay, I'm a bit stubborn. I told him, one thing you are not going to treat me with is medication. I have no problem with people who choose to take medication, but I'm not taking medication. So when I was diagnosed with depression and all these things, I told him, I'm going to do my research and know what are the natural antidepressants that God gave us. Because God must have given us some antidepressants. Wow. And so I started my research. That is how I healed, through therapy and the natural ways. Remember, menopause at this time is still disturbing me, but I don't know what is disturbing me. So one day you are like this. If you live with me for 2 months, you'll see the difference. Today, my breasts grow. If you meet me after 2 weeks, they will have reduced and my hips will have grown. If you meet me another 2 weeks, my hips will reduce and this part will grow. Wow. Yes. So I've studied my body. I've seen, when the estrogen is high, the progesterone is low, body keeps changing. So around that time, I remember I did an event at Kempinski, and then I was dressed in a very nice gray dress, and then I posted on social media. Someone wrote for me, please choose which stomach you can keep. You have 3 stomachs.
What's wrong with you guys?
Like, that slapped me like a... I looked at the photo and I said, anyway, I have 3 stomachs.
Here.
It was here, and here. Then I said, I need to heal. Yes, I understand my body is behaving like this, but I need to understand the natural remedies for belly fat. So today I know, before God, even if I remove, you will see I don't have belly fat. Yes. I don't have Michelin tires.
Wow, Caro.
Because
what are you telling us?
I was told I have Michelin tires.
Be kind about it, like, guys, I'm not going.
Like, because our viewer understands, and I'm sure they have been told by someone, indirectly or directly, because we are very good at body shaming.
Yes.
Body shaming each other. And so I just realized, me, I'll not allow this, but I need to find a solution. So those are the two different solutions, depression and belly fat. In between, my mom is, remember when I got sick, after I got surgery, I went back to my mom and she used to feed me some stuff. But my mom is a very calm, sweet woman. Hajasoma. So she used to come every morning with a jug full of water. And then mom would ask, I never bothered to ask because it's your mother. It didn't taste so sweet. But 6 months after surgery, my doctor opened his mouth and told me, I don't understand what your body is doing, but it is magically healing itself. What are you eating? I told him, no, just my mom's food. But every morning she used to give me a boiled egg. I never knew what she was doing. So remember, now I've gone to Kenyatta and I'm seeing people who are deteriorating. So who do I call first?
Mom.
My mom. Mommy. Now there's this woman, she's bleeding. Okay, I don't know what to do. It's like, okay. Then she'll cook something. My home is not very far from where I live. So she'll cook, give a matatu, bring, I take to Kenyatta. 2-3 weeks, bleeding stops. Mom, there's someone with a kidonda. Then she's like, go and mash this on the kidonda. 2-3 weeks. That is when I woke up in 2016. I was like, my mom must be knowing something that I don't. But we always assume our mothers and our grandmothers, because they are not learned, they don't know.
They don't know, like, what bacon is.
Nikasema, something kept calling me. 2016 is when I launched a nutrition program. I sat down with nutritionists. I sat down with all the experts to understand, can we come up with a solution for the cancer patient who is going through chemotherapy and radiotherapy or any other treatment to complement so that their bodies can stop wasting away. The biggest consultant, of course, was my mom. Yeah. And the more she gave me 3 weeds. I'll tell you these 3 weeds in Kikuyu. Mushege, mufagi, mudhoga. Mexican marigold,
Yes.
dandelion, and blackjack.
Wow.
The more I give my patients, their blood count went high. Their bodies changed. I started with a gentleman called Gabriel. May he rest in peace. He had been given 3 weeks. He lived on 4 years. Natural juices. The wife was busy. Lydia was up and down. We were always juices, doing this. The medhoga, mefagi, the anything. His body never wasted away. And then I was like, okay. So now this brought in a category of other patients, the people in the palliative care, the ones who have been told there's nothing much we can do. And so I said, again, I have a crazy faith. I want to take these people to 5-star hotels. I want to give them the best of their last days. Do I have money? So what do? I walk in confidence. Confidence is what I was selling, and this is what I sell to date. I walked in, Intercontinental Hotel. You have no fare from Thika, but you're going to Intercontinental. And then when I met someone, and I was telling him what I want to do, he started crying. Like, Allah, kwani, is it that? Kwani nimeguza wapi?
Yeah.
And he told me, Carol, 2 weeks ago, I buried both my parents to cancer. Anything you ever need at Intercontinental, we are here for you. Wow. Every year, from 2014, 2015, 2016, we used to do a brave and suave gift for the patients who know they don't have much long to live. We dress them up, we give them new clothes, we do some makeup, and they go on a runway, and we celebrate them and tell them, you're still brave. You can still make it. Yeah, let's do this. And so even when most of them rested, I had no sikuwa na deni na wao. Most of them rested on my arms.
They were good.
They were good. I was able to give them the best of their last days. All these things sound very beautiful, but they came with so many challenges. So I also learned how to take care of myself. You asked me before the show, how do I care for me? That is when I learned how to draw the boundaries. That is when I learned how to give, not everything, leave something so that I can have enough to give for tomorrow.
Yes.
I learned how to refill my cup. So now I've already been slapped by depression. I've already been slapped. My dad is sick. I'm taking care of my mom. So I have to learn how to catch myself before I fall into depression. And so with time, I have ended up learning more about the foods that I can take to manage my mental health. And remember now, even menopause also plays a very major role in the mental health. And so I launched a company called Afya Harvest. It was called Afya Harvest, but for reasons it grew, and now today it is Rejuvenating Nature's Beam.
Wow.
And Rejuvenating Nature's Beam consults on the natural remedies. This is why one of my books is called Natural Remedies. How can we use what we have? So when you come to R&B and we listen to your case, it's quite a number of people who've come. I listen and I tell you, please, Lynn, go home and drink water. You're just dehydrated.
Period.
You're not sick. So many people are not sick. They're just dehydrated. Someone else will come in. At R&B, we check the soul first, the mind, and then the body. There are so many people blaming the disease, and it's not their body that is sick. Wanayumba kwa nyoyo zao. We have anger issues. We have refused to heal. We have, what is it called? We are just covering up. I have met men and women who are afraid of owning themselves and loving themselves the way I'm saying. There are so many. I was telling my friend who, if there's someone who keeps saying, oh, you know me, I love myself. And you look at them and then you're like, no, you don't. Because the decisions you're making at R&B, you are taught how to be a healthy life ambassador. Actually, my program at R&B school is called Naturopathic Healthy Life Ambassador. What does an ambassador do? Lives in that country. So you have to live in that world of natural remedies. So you have to drink the water. You have to walk the talk. So I am in a mission of recruiting as many people as possible to walk the talk. Because most of us, we only talk, but we don't walk the talk. The walking the talk means dropping that sugar, dropping that wheat, dropping. Okay, am I?
Are you attacking me? Muga. Akaanza leo yakula mandazi ngapi?
Okay. At R&B, you are taught how to slowly drop, because again, if you drop, your mind will go into you'll get withdrawal syndromes.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yes.
So we will teach you slowly how to stop feeling guilty. I've worked with people from weight who had so much weight, and actually one of the best success stories is a girl who I recently, like it has been 2 years working with her. When she was coming to me, she could not breathe with her nose. It was blocked completely. She was 130. She had tried anything and everything, and nutrition, but we realized it was something internal, something in the heart.
Yes.
The childhood traumas, the emotions, the anger issues, the spiritual questioning that we always have. You are not sure whether you want to be a Christian or you want to be a Mogekoyo. Roho yako imeyumba. And then we think that the body is not taking count. A very good example, our bodies, and there's a book called Your Body Keeps Count. You can look for that book. When I lost my father, I used to massage his feet. When I lost him, few weeks or even 1 month later, my feet were swollen as his were used to be swollen. They were always in pain until I released the emotions, because the emotions went to the body part that I used to connect with. Heartburn is not a disease.
Okay.
Heartburn is a symptom that something is not right inside your body. In the gut. And how do you know that? Because the bacteria, remember when you sleep, when you wake up in the morning, your mouth can even stink because the bacteria were. So imagine how many bacteria. It has been checked. They say you have around 3 million bacteria in your mouth and 3 trillion in your gut. So if it is imbalanced and you don't take probiotics, because you say probiotics give you a heartburn, probiotic is acidic.
Break that. I know we are digressing a bit, but let me do that because of me.
Yes.
You came in and I told you, geez, I have heartburn,
Yes.
I get heartburn a lot. I'm on Gaviscon, I'm on whatever. And you gave me this. Where is it?
Yes, kombucha.
Give me kombucha.
Yes.
Oh, guys, I'm going to be back with the topic of the day. You gave me this kombucha. Thank you, Scholar. You gave me this kombucha, right? This is hibiscus.
Yes.
So here we have water, cane sugar. That's what we have here.
Yes.
And it's fermented.
Yes.
And I was like, this is going to give me heartburn, because this is what, according to me, it's acid.
Yes.
This is what gives me heartburn. Could you break down how this will not give me heartburn?
Amazing.
Told you Auntie Mautamu is in the house.
It's Mautamu. And it does it taste bad?
No, it
tastes really
nice.
Look at
where I am.
Can I tell them what? Yes. Can I tell them what you said when you tasted?
Yes. It says like Muratina. Yeah, I used to drink my Guka's Muratina. I was young. Please, guys, don't come for me. I didn't even know it was Muratina. Back to the conversation.
Yes.
How will this not give me acid?
So why you are having heartburn is that there is heartburn. What that one?
Yes,
acidity,
that one. Yes.
Bloating, constipation. All these are not diseases. They are symptoms of a disturbed gut. So when the gut is disturbed, how is it getting disturbed? If you have 3 trillion bacteria in your stomach, I want you to close your eyes and remember how your mouth feels when you wake up in the morning. Imagine if your stomach feels like that every day, left, right, and center. So if it keeps that, it will keep having an imbalance. So there is an imbalance of bacteria, there is an imbalance of production of the acidity because of one reason or the other. You will tell me that you don't get heartburn 24/7.
Yes.
There are some things that trigger.
Kamkate.
So those, actually I wanted to tell you, umeniambia umekula mandazi asubuhi.
Si mimi Muganda amekula, mimi nakula kamkate.
Kamkate ndio wako sasa kamekuletea your heartburn. So what probiotic does, it goes inside your body and balances the bacteria. We have good and bad bacteria. And from today, I want people to stop hating on H. pylori. H. pylori is not a bad bacteria. It becomes bad when it overgrows because of the circumstances given. Your stomach will not survive without it. You will need H. pylori, but we imbalance it with bad water, pre-cut fruits. We imbalance it with food that have been refrigerated for long, blah, 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 and all these things. So why you're having heartburn is because there's an imbalance of all this. A probiotic is acidic in nature. Anything fermented will be acidic in nature.
Okay,
however, not high acid. Yes. You see, it's tamu. You really want to really enjoy. So what is happening, it is going into your gut, killing the bad bacteria and giving a good environment for the good bacteria. So there's probiotic and there's prebiotic. So prebiotic goes into your body and only gives a good and conducive environment for the good bacteria. It doesn't have the strength to kill the bad bacteria. So if you have H. pylori, which is overgrown, this is what you take. If you have fungal, that is overgrown, which is one of the symptoms that women in menopause go through. They have fungal infection, dandruffs, breaking nails, a vaginal yeast infection. These are fungal. Athlete's foot, that is fungal. There are people who smell their mouth, that is fungal. How do you balance it? By balancing the good bacteria in the gut. People with skin problems, they come from the gut. So if you heal the gut, you heal the whole person.
Yes.
People with insomnia who cannot sleep. So not just heartburn. If you can't sleep. If you check here on the probiotic, I've talked about even the joint pains. Can you imagine? When your bacteria are not balanced, you'll have joint pains.
Wow.
Your hair will have a problem. Your nails will have a problem. You will always be tired. So every human being starting with a child who has stopped breastfeeding should take a probiotic. Probiotic is something fermented, not necessarily kombucha. We have sauerkraut, we have kimchi, we have moratina, we have busa.
Yes.
Every community has a fermented product. We have maziwa mala, we have mursik, we have uji, oshuruwa mukio. All these things. And if we call back to our ethnic groups, because I have studied a lot of ethnobotany. Ethnic groups, every ethnic group has something fermented. It is us who are running away from it. Do your research and see Ethiopia. Moratina, oshuruwa mukio. Yes. So if you do your research and look at the country called Ethiopia, I have studied them, I have walked there, I have admired them. They only have a 3% population that is obese. They don't have obesity. Look at the Ethiopian girls, their hair. Beautiful. Their skin.
No makeup.
Guess what? All their food, almost all their food is fermented. Their chapati is injera.
Injera.
Yes. Their wheat, they have kept wheat Evie. They have crossed wheat. Our biggest undoing is wheat. They use teff. They use bula. So the population that has those problems, that is why most of them are the hair hostesses, because they're like, they are beautiful. Their hair grows long. They ferment almost everything. If only we can go back to the basics and take the fermented foods.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I didn't believe in myself. The biggest challenge we have is we don't believe in ourselves. By that time, South Sudan, Juba, I have helped like 500 people. How? Hi, Caro, I'm feeling like this, do this. I'm like, okay, sawa. I'll tell you. I used to give free information. Corona hit. Everything I've been teaching people, they started doing it, they get well. And they're like, hiya. It seems this girl knows what she's doing. So then in all this, the curriculum that I teach in R&B school, I wrote it in 2017. And I kept writing. And that is when I started saying, hi. And now that you're broke, I think God also allows you to be broke so that you can think.
I think so too. Because my breakthroughs came when I was broke.
And I was like, God, okay, I don't know what to do. My friend Gogewa Karaja, we had been friends for so many years since college.
Yes.
He was at NIBS when I was at UN. And he told me, Caro, I really want to do your story with cancer. I'm like, me sasa story, ata isaidi. Me, I'm not going to tell this story. Goge, I've read so many books. I've done so much. Can you?
Goge is the one with the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell me a topic we can talk? And then he laughed. He laughs a lot and told me, let's talk about sex. I said, Akisha your camera. Kwani?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about sex. Kwani? And anyway, because I've been reading, and also remember, men and women have been bringing their problems, and I am a solution provider.
Yes.
Every problem you present me with,
I'm good.
I will look for a solution. Na sitalala mpaka niipate. So the first show was, why are we having so many sexless marriages? And I talked, and I told him, now, you see, now women are struggling with yeast infection and UTI. And then in the process I mentioned, if you use tea tree oil, you can be able to prevent and manage a yeast infection, blah, blah, blah. Guy, I don't know whether it was a mistake. Women went and bought tea tree oil. Lynn, if you apply tea tree oil like here, you will burn. See, women were burnt here. Then they started writing, that woman is a liar. I'm like, guy, why? Okay, let's do another show now to explain
how to use.
Yes, because I didn't explain.
So they were taking tea tree oil and just putting
it. Beauty shops, tea tree. Tea tree oil is a very good oil, but it needs a carrier oil mixed in the right proportions to do something so that it can heal. Otherwise, it will burn even your face. Tea tree treats even dandruffs and all these things. So we did another show. Now I explained. So the show, thank God, people did not insult. They asked, so where do we get it? I'm like, guy, that time I had 300 bob in my pocket. I went to a friend who has a salon, passing time. Told her, hey Jerry, guy, mimi niko na stress. Sasa nilienda kusheneneka, nimeambia watu. I don't know, I can use a caro. Do you know how to make the oil? Yes. Do you know the proportions? Yes. So why don't you? Nikamwambia, me I'm broke. Nikamwambia, how broke are you? Nikamwambia, I have 300 shillings. She told me, we'll do this. We'll buy, we will do this. Do you know where the tea tree oil comes from? I'm like, yeah, I've even planted some of these things there. Like, she opened my mind, and this is when this was born. This is tea tree oil. This is happy vagina oil.
Give me before we apply.
And you can apply on your face. You can apply on your skin.
Scholar, you good with weed?
I called it happy.
This is happy vagina.
Yes, you can apply here and smell. Just apply on your skin.
Why am I wasting vagina oil on my hands?
Because I learned that your vaginal skin is the same.
Smells so good.
So now I had all this information in my head
and
alone.
You couldn't use
so I made 2 bottles.
Yeah.
And I sold 600. So I made capital.
Wow.
And in long story is, in less than a month, the next,
so
yes,
good.
It's because I've added now menthol, and I've added a carrier oil, and I've made it in the right proportion that will help a woman. I've taken it to the lab. It is tried and tested. And so you apply on the vaginal walls and the anal areas.
So this one says it's effective against yeast, strong antibacterial and antiseptic.
Exactly.
So use 4 to 5 or apply on the vaginal area twice a day.
Yes.
So what
after
we need
shower.
to do, after shower, guys, after shower.
Don't apply when you are still
Don't be applying when you're in Uber, like. After.
And also there are people who think this is a sex lubricant. It is not.
I have a question.
Yes, ask.
For the
Yes.
The VJ.
Yes.
Where are we applying it?
On the labias, yes, on the lips and on the anal area. Because remember, the anal area also transmits a lot of bacteria.
Okay.
The good and the bad bacteria from the anal area.
Yes.
So you apply on the lips. Don't insert. Just don't put your hands anywhere.
Yes.
Don't insert. Just apply the area.
Okay.
The same way you apply your face. You don't put here inside and your
Yes,
noses.
you put here.
You just
and
put
here.
here.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So when you apply, it will prevent and manage. If you have yeast infection, if it is overgrown, you might feel the overgrown imekula.
Yeah.
You will feel the pinch the first 2-3 applications. But for me and you who are not sick and we don't want to have this problem, we will be able to keep applying.
Yeah.
And tea tree is also a skin toner. So when you the way it smells,
beautiful.
Fungal infection and bacterial infection makes a woman have a very smelly discharge.
Yes.
That's the first thing it disappears. You stop having that
smell.
false smell. Number 2, the menthol will, and your vaginal area is very rich in nerves. I had no plans of doing this. It's God who inspired me to do this.
Good.
And so when the nerves are woken up, you will feel sexually aroused.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So it's also good for libido. So if you
bedroom.
have, for people with low libido, this is it also.
Yes.
Inawapanganga hapa. So if you have low libido, you do this.
It will wake your nerves up because the
After how
clitoris.
long? After how many minutes? Like I'm just. I don't want to be horny the whole day. Like. I gotta know it.
Okay, one thing we will learn about it when we're using Tatawa Mulio is a woman's libido and horniness comes from the heart, the mind, and then the body.
Okay.
So if you apply for just application, you would get horny.
Okay.
Like for me, I never think that it is going to make me horny.
Yes.
But for someone who was so dormant and the nerves were like this, the first thing they're like, "Ay, mimi nilijipaka hiyo mafuta kufika kwa ofisi na feel."
You see?
But the first intention was to help first heal the infections, and then kumbe it came with this.
There you go.
It is also applied as an aftershave.
Oh, beautiful.
For men, for women who shave, and even men. There are men who are buying this. Please, if you find this in your house, don't ask your woman.
Do you apply it on your skin?
Yes,
your skin is glowing.
Yes, you can apply on your skin. Oh, you feel.
Okay, Carol.
It's all about self-love.
You see?
So this thing
Yeah.
multiplied in numbers because remember after we did the first show on YouTube, now people are like, oh, there's a woman talking about sex. Give us more.
Tell us more.
Boom, boom, in 1 month. My business had grown. I was an employer to more than 20 people. Like, okay, fine, Caro, you've told us. So now my skin is breaking. I'm like, okay, fine. For that one, you do this and this. And like, okay, so where do I get it from? I'm like, so I thought these things were available. Nah. Then they'll go and buy the ones that are not natural. Zinaribu,
yes.
Wanakuja tena.
Yes.
No, give us a solution. Give us a solution. And because all this information was in my heart, in my mind, in my books, I just said, I'm taking a leap of faith. I talked to my lawyer. We did a trademark. We did all these things. And before I talked to my lawyer, an intellectual property lawyer called Mr. Omuga, I tell him he saved me. He watched one of my videos.
Yes.
And he called me, told me, young girl, I don't know you, you don't know me. I don't care what you'll think about me, but I want to tell you something. You have no idea what you have in that head. Africa needs you. What is wrong with you? Why are you sitting there? Like, okay. Then he told me, go and pray to your God. 6 months. If after 6 months he says, you talk to me, come. Went, sat down with him. He asked me, so what do you do? I realized I do nothing. You know those moments you think that you're doing
progress and movement. You are just moving.
I was just there.
You are not making progress.
I was
just moving.
Yes, now I learned something. I was doing donkey work instead of being a horse. A horse is well taken care of, and when it comes to run, you run. Mr. Obuga listened to me and told me, young girl, do you have an idea how much the world needs you? God has given you a whole mansion, and you are seated in the toilet saying, nimefika. Can you wake up and do what God is telling you to do? He actually did not. He's not the one who did the patenting and all these things. Yeah. He opened the Constitution and told me, look at, the Constitution has protected you. Look at this. He really opened my intellectual property. And that is when I got the confidence of now going out with R&B, rejuvenating nature's beam. Because now I realized Afya Harvest, the one that I had done, someone had gone and registered. And then when I wanted to register, they said I pay them so that they can give me my name. By the way, that's a warning for anyone. Social entrepreneur.
That's what they do. They register.
Please register.
Then when you want to go register, they ask you, yes.
And most people are afraid of registering in the idea stage. Please register, because that is how I lost that name. But I don't regret. I prayed to God. I'm a very spiritual human being. I asked God, what do we call this company? He's the one who gave me that name. I don't know. I didn't even know rejuvenating nature's beam, but it means we are restoring the smile of nature. Yes, that is what.
Beautiful.
And so R&B was born. Bam, 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 boom, 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 boom. All this information that I had was put into place. As we speak, we have more than 500 healthy products, natural products from trees, from fermenting. Last year, I've focused so much on learning on the cocoa plant. When I choose to learn something, I go all the way.
What did you study in uni? UOL?
Economics and sociology.
Hey, look at you, babe.
And
doing the thing.
Yes,
good.
I know. So I studied the cocoa plant. That I went to Uganda to study the plant because of menopause. And that is, I think, one of the reasons why we are here.
Let's go there.
Because one of the minerals, one of the most important minerals that every woman lacks at some point in their life is called magnesium. And this magnesium is very rare in our diet. Very rare. However, God in his own wisdom, in his own infinite wisdom, he gave us two wonderful plants that we take for granted. One is called avocado. Macrophia magunagui. The one we take for granted. It breaks my heart when I see farmers in Murang'a, in Kiambu, in Kisumu, in wherever, farm so many avocados, put them in an aeroplane and send them away. It breaks my heart when I see people taking avocado just like a fruit. Avocados have the fleshy part has magnesium, has healthy oils, has zinc, has the minerals that are very rare in our diet. Yeah. The indigestion problems we can heal with avocados. That should be our day-to-day everything. The seed, the pulp of the avocado seed. When I started teaching, these people thought I was crazy. I've watched it help children who are born with bone problems walk. I've watched older men and women with arthritis and all these problems. It is so rich in calcium, you wouldn't believe.
The seed?
The seed.
The one we draw?
Yes.
After we remove the avocado?
Yes.
So we're supposed to eat it? Caro, I'm being honest. Like an apple?
No, you cannot eat it because it's tasteless.
Yes.
What I do, you can either boil when it's ready, when it's fresh, or you can solar dry it. Remember I said solar, not steamer.
Yeah.
All my products are solar dried. If you come to my farm and the production center, you'll find a solar dryer. Solar dryer does not reduce the quality. It only takes out the water part.
Yes.
And then when you put it back into water, so I have it in powder form.
Beautiful.
Then you can add to your uji, you can take it to your water, you can add it to your hibiscus, whatever. But if you have it fresh, boil it. And let me tell you, this information is there. I have learned, most of us only know about cocoa ile ya kununua kwa supermarket. That is the byproduct. I went to Ghana, they asked me, but what are you going to do with that thing? It is the byproduct, the end product.
The cocoa that we buy in the super.
It is the most
useless.
The next show I'll bring you the cocoa bean. So the cocoa bean has been born like this. Inside there is a fruit. Inside there are beans. So the bean, inside the bean, we have the cocoa nibs. This is where they remove the cocoa butter, the one you apply on your faces. Okay? These nibs, if you melt it, the mafuta will come. So it has the natural mafuta just like an avocado. Okay? And then this is the outside part of the cocoa bean. So why the original dark chocolate is very expensive? This is the original dark chocolate.
Yes.
Our
first time you gave me dark chocolate. I remember.
So I make it from the most natural. Why it's expensive is because we have not removed anything. But the other chocolate that you take with milk and sugar and what, it has so many other things. It is made from the byproduct of this.
So useless.
So useless. So what a cocoa plant gives you, and I've come to learn that even the cocoa leaves, the study that I keep doing is why is it that we forget about the leaves and we eat the fruits? So for me, I've focused on the leaves. So even avocado leaves, I use them to help beat cholesterol. Hallelujah.
Wait, you eat those?
Yes.
Like with ugali or what?
Yeah. You can add them to your mboga.
Hey, Caro, man.
Yes.
Caro, pole. It was supposed to be a slow conversation. So I just chopped these things.
You can. You visit my mom. She will cook for you. You will not know what you are eating. My mom will make for you kiongoro, the purple part of the banana. She'll make for you the avocado leaves. Mango leaves, also the same thing. However, for me, what I do is I have solar dried them. You add them in hot water and you infuse.
That's easy.
You drink that.
Yes.
So all these plants, the cocoa and the avocado, have the amount of magnesium. This one has more than almost 100% magnesium and iron that a woman needs. Magnesium, let me try to be scientific in the layman's language.
Yeah.
Magnesium is the mineral that helps your body break down the calcium. Calcium is the one that is hidden in the bones, the one that makes your bones strong, the teeth, the nails, the hair, and all these things. So it means even if I give you a whole dozen of calcium and you have a deficiency of magnesium, we are doing a lot of zero work. That tells you why most menopausal women, or even our elderly parents, we are giving them a lot of calcium and never remembering to give them magnesium. So they keep telling you, na hizo ni kama hazisaidii magoti because it's still the same problem. Magnesium, so I think I need a board. It's magnesium is the mother. It's like a triangle.
Yeah.
It will help you with the breaking down and processing of this calcium. Okay, this same magnesium will help you when the sunlight hits your skin, break down and give you vitamin D.
Wow.
Most menopausal women are told they have deficiency of vitamin D and they live in Africa. How? And vitamin D comes from the sun. How? So that tells you.
So can I use a magnesium-based product as sunscreen also? Homework.
Yes, I will do that homework. Yes. So magnesium is the mother of all the feel-good hormones. Okay, not hormones, feel-good experiences. Without good amount of magnesium, you can't enjoy sex. Yes. You need, that is why Valentine's, you are given what? Chocolate. You mumunya and you're like,
A pineapple does the thing too.
Now we are talking about, now the things that you're going in that process.
Yes.
We will come back and look at the pineapple and the okra. Why is it that women are abusing okra and pineapple?
But is it good? We want to know we are not making mistakes.
Anti-inflammatory.
It's good.
It is
Wait,
good.
so this helps me with sex?
Why are you giving chocolate during Valentine's? Have you ever thought about it?
They are fattening the cow for slaughter.
Yes, they are giving you magnesium. So magnesium helps you feel good because the role of magnesium is to calm down your muscles, your body. That is how when someone comes to me with menstrual cramps, they have pain, I give them magnesium, the pain will disappear and the bleeding will come out because the muscles were like this. Wow. Magnesium helps you sleep well. Without good magnesium, you'll not be able to sleep well.
Wow.
Without magnesium, you will have muscle spasms. Women who are in menopause will tell you they have muscle pulls.
Yes.
It's the same thing. Magnesium, when taken as a laxative, it will help. If we can take it as a laxative, it will help loosen up. Like for example, 2 days ago, I did a colon cleanse. I do my colon cleanse once in every 3 months with Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate. So in the market, there are all sorts of magnesium oxide, magnesium sulfate, magnesium. And this magnesium is very maringo. It counter affects. There are some minerals that you will take with the magnesium and your body will not process. So you have to be careful when you're taking. You have to really understand the whole dynamic. So magnesium is also the mineral that manages your mood swings. When you're angry, people who are diabetic, when I was making this, I was making it for my dad. My dad had been diabetic since 1991, I think. And of course, if you've ever lived with someone who is diabetic, they get angry so easily without even knowing why they are angry. It's because they have a deficiency of magnesium. Oh. And when they take chocolate, the other chocolate, their sugars will go up. So I created something that is safe for a diabetic. I created this for my dad. He takes just a small piece, boom, and he calms down. Hot flashes in women. And cold flashes.
Hot flashes ni sweat?
Yes, we sweat. Hot flashes ni kitu ni kama unaslapiwa. With sweat, you feel, there are even women who faint. You sweat uncontrollably. If you take a bite of the dark chocolate, it disappears. Why? Because you provided your body with magnesium. Literally, our bodies need magnesium like every left, right, and center. But our diet has minimal.
Yeah.
When you go to the salon, when you have... So one thing I've learned about menopause is, in my own language, a time when God calls a woman and tells you, stop giving others and give yourself. Yes.
Good.
And he says, stop. Since a girl is born, she's told, do not, the periods, I don't know what, then you're giving birth. Then one day, God says, I need to reward you. But why women are suffering is they're not willing to stop. They're not willing to give themselves. Why? Because they were taught, give. Our mothers give. They will die giving. So they'll die with so many problems. Some of the side effects, some of the symptoms of menopause. Menopause has 3 different stages. Have perimenopausal, you have the menopause, and postmenopausal. Now I am postmenopausal. I still experience some of these problems. But now I've managed, not to say that I don't, like for example, if I'm under so much pressure, I get the hot flashes. I get all these problems because that is how my body is. But when you learn what makes you, you just keep learning your body. Menopause calls you to stop focusing on everyone else and so focus on yourself. That is why some of the symptoms, I'll just randomly say, there are more than 40 symptoms. Randomly. Yeah. Some people, their skin breaks badly. The worst I have had is body odor, the serious bad body odor. There's like 3 women I'm working with. I'm still doing my own research. She was okay until when she hit 48 and she cannot sit in this room with us. The body odor becomes too much. We have reduced sulfur. We have tried everything. There are people who start smelling their mouth. They'll have a bad mouth. They will smell on their vagina. They'll have dry vagina. Why? Because of the structure of the vagina, the estrogen has reduced in terms of production and all these things. There are women who will have thinning of the hair, including this one. There's a woman who came to my office. Alikuja kama amejifunika and she was like, Kara, wameniroga. Wameniroga. I've just woken up without even this, like no hair, nothing. Then there's another category of women who will tell you, I have excess hair. They start getting beard. Why? Because estrogen goes down, testosterone goes up, and this becomes a man. Menopause, if you don't take care, it makes you a man. Trapped in a woman's body. I was once that woman who was trapped. There is a time I was very masculine. If you go back and watch my photos, I was very masculine. These days, like you, bro. And that is how previously, traditionally, used to see our mothers used to move from the bedroom, from dad's bedroom, and move to another. Our shoshos used to sleep in separate bedrooms. Yes. These are 2 men who are sleeping in the same bedroom. What are you telling them? This is a woman who is trapped this is a man trapped in a woman's body. So that explains why they will experience low libido. But you don't have enough estrogen. How will you want sex? You will have more testosterone, so you earn mwanaume. Most women become very productive business-wise when they're in their menopause age. They think straight like a man. They stop being very emotional. They don't cry just like this. They think straight. In the morning, you wake up, you're very logical. If I like using my own example. If I want to think, I think in the morning like a man. That is why men get an erection in the morning. Testosterone is high in the morning. Wow. You think they love sex in the morning? It's not their fault. It's the biology. It's the biology. Between 3 a.m. and 10 a.m., the testosterone is high. Even for us women, it's only that now it's suppressed. Like, for example, for you have not gone through menopause. It's suppressed by the estrogen. Yeah. But if you allow it, you will also have testosterone. Oh. That is why women don't want morning glory.
Because you are low.
Yes.
Hey.
It's a whole graph.
Carol, you're doing it for us today on the show. Teach them. So you to chores as a graph.
Yes, you need to understand the graph. And that is what will even reduce the marital issues that we are having. Because imagine me, I don't want sex in the morning. You want sex in the morning because your testosterone is high. My testosterone is high. I think very straight in the morning. That's why I'm not a morning person. I think very straight. So I think I was talking to your producer in the morning. I was telling her, Mimi, I allowed myself to be who I am. I do not even fight being a morning person. I'm not. Because like today I slept at 5:30 in the morning. Whoa. Thinking like, I think like this. Yeah. So if I don't get even a man who will help me and a man who I have helped him to understand me, we fight.
So if men want morning, if they do want morning,
yes,
women can't. Where are we meeting at the same
time? They
time?
can if they are prepared, if they are well treasured. Because a woman, estrogen comes.
I just need magnesium.
Yes, yes, a man. Get this in your bedroom. Apply some happy vagina, but also
and this one,
the bedding spray.
Bedding spray to make yourself sleep well.
Let her sleep well. How does a woman get estrogen? By being pampered. Anytime you feel your estrogen is low and you're feeling so masculine, tell a man to hug you.
Hey,
kabisa.
No way.
Just hug. Oxytocins and serotonin start coming out.
Spray.
Yes. So anytime you feel like you can do it without him, that is why damsel in distress. Whether there's a video I was watching yesterday, and a man said, how come when my woman is mad, she's all mature all of a sudden, like she can lift even the whole couch. But when she's wushy, she can't even lift herself. Baby, please. Yeah, that's estrogen. So our problem is we are fighting with nature. Estrogen was meant to be vulnerable, soft, sweet. That is estrogen. Testosterone is supposed to be this. So we are mistaking because I can make my own money. I have money and you think that you can be a man. No, we need to stop fighting between men and women. Estrogen will always be estrogen and testosterone will always be testosterone.
Period.
When a man is provided for by a woman in terms of it's a woman who is everything. She's making decisions. When a man is suppressed in terms of decisions and all these things, he becomes a mama, akona umama. Yes, his estrogen goes up.
Yes.
He becomes a woman because we cannot have two men. Even in nature, we can't have two lions in the same compound.
Jungle.
No, we can't. So you cannot have two men together. When the woman decides to be the man has to come to naturally without knowing. He becomes Weishi.
Hey.
Women who have high testosterone. How do you know when you have high testosterone? Even the sex style that you have. If you're always wanting to ride, the riding has no problem. If you want to be on top, to be the one commanding, you are the man. You're not the woman. Always catch yourself. Why are you being the one, like all the sex tells you, it's the same way, even men, when you find that you always want to domineer a woman, it's psychologically telling you, like all the sex styles you want is, I want to prove to be the man. You are not proving sex. That is not where to prove that you are a man. You prove that you are a man by what? 3 P's. Protect, provide, and procreate.
Watch a bend over, Zal. She can't even think. So don't go there for seeing.
Yes, you catch yourself because you see, us women,
yes,
we have four women in one body, in 1 month. During ovulation, you are so feminine. Check the sex style that you want during ovulation. It's the feminine, a girl toto, yeah? That one during ovulation. Just before your periods, you are the so you want those rough ones. Am I making sense?
You are.
Yes.
You are.
So
you become aggressive.
Yes. We all have estrogen and testosterone. We just need to know how to balance them. When you catch yourself, when you have high testosterone as a woman and you catch yourself, you always want to make decisions. And you see now, by default, We are in jobs that we are making decisions. Most of us are single mothers. 70% population of Kenyan population is single mothers. So a woman is making so many decisions. Whenever you make so many decisions, you become a man. So you need a soft landing.
Damn, girl.
Yes.
For real?
You need a soft landing.
So I just need
There's no problem. Me, I've stopped a car on the highway, Nakuru Nairobi highway, and told a cop to hug me. Why not?
You hugging strangers now?
Yes. If the testosterone is too high, but now what do you do?
Hug at me.
What do you do?
Damn.
Because that is why we are having so many problems of women with hormonal imbalance. Why? You are physically a woman trapped in a man's body, a man inside. Your hormones, you are releasing hormones for a man, but you have a woman's body.
Yes.
So we need to be careful. We need to take care of, you need to catch yourself. And so I've learned to catch myself. Whenever my testosterone is high, I will wear a dress, I'll wear a skirt, I'll wear some heels, I'll do feminine stuff. Then there are days that I'll be too feminine. Now again, if you become too estrogenic, you're always crying left, right, and center like a fool. You don't do that. You have to balance them, strike a balance. But estrogen is vulnerable, it's sweet, and estrogen is brought up by attention, affection, appreciation.
Period.
Attention, affection,
And
appreciation. Just that. Treat your girl like a girl. Estrogen will just like rise. Huku chini atasikia tu vaginal discharge imeanza kutoka.
Naturally. And then you can top it up with
happy vagina and some dark chocolates. You're good to go.
Hey.
Drink some water.
9 rounds.
So when now you are a menopausal and communicate, you know, like, why? Sex is sweet too.
Najua Uganda came and walitushainia hapa juzi.
Hapa, wacha washine.
Uganda walitushainia hapa juzi.
Nawaona
na see, you are who we've been needing in our life.
And you see, for them, they are not embarrassed of talking about these things from when they are young.
Yes.
Sisi tunajifanya hapa.
So let me ask you, because I feel like we're gonna have a lot of conversations. They're already noting there.
Yes.
Just give me 3 or 4 more topics so that my audience can be satisfied. Now
Okay.
I know they are already waiting for the next one. You please say on camera you'll commit. Just say that. Just say, Lynn, I'll come back.
I will come back, Lynn.
Happily
so.
Happily so. But
Yes.
now, before we go, this is the cure to my dry vagina.
So now
I'm not saying I have a dry vagina. I'm just asking.
I know.
I'm just saying what is the cure to a dry vagina?
A dry vagina. First of all, let's identify why you have, because not just menopausal women, some family planning methods also in the reproductive age make a woman get dry vagina. If your dry vagina is caused by psychological issues, all this will not sort it out. You have to sort out the psychological issues. If your dry vagina is purely menopausal, you have no problem with your partner, you are ready, you love your body, because even not loving your body can cause dry vagina. And environment can also cause dry vagina. There are women who they can't have sex when there is light, which I still don't understand.
No, you understand. You know, there is light, alafu there is sensual light. There's this light we're using in
but there are
studio.
some who want darkness, total darkness.
No, but then there's that nice light.
Yeah, but you need the eye contact.
Yeah, I'm still gonna see you, but I don't wanna like, I'm like, your light. You know that sensual light. The one with nice jazz music, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Obesity also causes
dry
vagina. Some medication, there are some people who are taking some type of medication that can cause dry vagina. So first of all, understand why you are having a dry vagina.
Yes.
Then there are also people with, we have Bartholin glands inside there. We have guys here that make, the ones that make some women sweat and not others.
Yes.
There are some who have gotten so many infections, they seal those holes, so they will always have dry vagina. Be careful of the frequent yeast, bacterial, STIs, STDs, they block. They make your vagina just go dry. But purely, if you don't have a health problem, you're not on medication and you're okay, you start by filling your body with magnesium. Just a bite of the original dark chocolate.
Or avocado.
Or avocado. However, avocado will take longer time. This one has been reported.
This is our
with
plug.
good experience.
Hey, as we are only trusting this one.
It's 250 grams, so you can take for a whole month. You just need a bite.
How much is this though?
500 shillings.
And it can sort me for a whole
A
month.
whole month. Inaeko pale bedroom.
Now you can imagine this show mutaniona aje hii mwezi mzima.
We will just know by your skin. When you are sexually satisfied, your skin will always tell us. So then you take magnesium.
Yeah.
You can also take cocoa nibs and be taking the tea.
Yes.
And then you also need to relax. And then this one will help you with keeping away the infections. But if for real, the nerves are almost dead, this one will help revive them.
Yes.
Women who have undergone FGM always ask, can it be resuscitated? Imagine, yes. Lynn, the clitoris that you see is just a quarter of what you see. Clitoris comes all the way to this part. It is like this. Damn. So they cut only a very small part of it. If you get a patient partner, they will be able to ignite the internal parts of the clitoris. So this will not be able to give the dry vagina by itself. However, I have a sex lubricant that you can use during sex with a partner. Discuss. People, please, please. Oh my God. It's the most disgusting thing I've... Imagine kutu hapo. Mate yako imejaa bacteria and fungal. So you're exposing your woman's vagina to all those problems. So she'll always have these problems. We have sex lubricants.
Wait, some people can get UTI because you are spitting on...
Some people you will get because these are bacteria. Human papilloma virus, HPV, can be transmitted from mouth to here.
Don't spit on it.
Don't spit. Your saliva is too dirty in terms of quotes of fungal and bacterial things. Then don't use solid oil.
Aramis.
I didn't know that. I don't know which feeling. It was just chilling, but boom, boom, boom. Solid gives you a relief for a short time. Then with time, there will be friction. Use something jelly or liquid. Use something. Then don't use water. If you use water, like this, after a while, it will just disappear.
And soap?
And then friction, you will get soap yawa. Watu wanajifanya paka soap. Then as a woman, take care of your inside. Drink okra water. Drink Simos. Simos. I have some Simos. I'll show you. Simos is town. Everyone is talking in the town. Leo, hii mwezi utakuwa hivi.
Leo unanijenga. Kwanza tell me, ulinibebea okra?
Okra sikukuletea.
It's a Simos ndio nakunywa.
Yes, Simos ndio utakunywa.
Hiyo nafanyia watu. Kata
Yes.
sea of carrot. The health code.
Yes,
inafaa inisaidia aje?
So Simos gel is an algae.
Okra?
Okra iko
Both.
slimy. You see the sliminess with cactus. I also feed on cactus. Watu wananiambia wewe karo wacha ujinga. Cactus is very good even with joint pains.
Cactus, the thorn.
Yes.
You are feeding...
It's a vegetable.
Muiba.
It's a vegetable. Inside there is food.
The leaves.
You cut it. Inside there is a vegetable.
Where?
That cactus, see, cactus looks like this. It's like this.
Yeah.
Inside there, like aloe vera.
You
if you
cut the
peel
tree.
outside, I'll come with it. Don't worry.
Okay.
So these things that are slimy. Okra is slimy. Simos is slimy. Spirulina is slimy. A cactus. They will help you balance the mucus production in your body. And this is not separated. Most people, when they take okra, the first thing they get is they feel makamasi nataka kutoka. It's because all the overproduction is balanced. So Simos helps balance. That is how Simos restores your skin complexion.
Wow.
And it's also, it makes you feel, good. And
good.
when the man goes there, a good report has been given. Don't ask from where.
In a slap.
Anakwambia, ala, kwani leo kuko aje?
Karo unataka watu wakanunue okra. Do we have okra by Carol, your health coach?
No, okra you can. Okra is lady finger.
Mimi naona kaa tu trust tu vitu zako.
Niko nazo kwa shamba hazija grow. You can even come. I think you can even come to my farm and understand these things. You come and see this.
I can film the next one in your farm, you know. That's awesome.
Yes.
And low libido.
Now, low libido is caused first of all by that dry vagina. There are women who are scared of even feeling it because you remember how dry you are. Then all the things that we've talked about, the medication also cause low libido. So the treatment is almost always the same. Then I have this special tea.
Kombucha.
This tea.
Oh, this one here?
This one is called erogenous tea.
Kare, I gotta comment you on your packaging though.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
See what this girl is doing. Maybe look at the image of the girl. You like her?
She's honey.
And she's like, ah.
She's sorted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like so this is a combination of several plants that I have learnt about.
Yes.
And one of the most conspicuous one, I have learnt two in Kikuyu.
Yeah.
One is called mwedigweko, a tree that loves sex. It's a wild plant. The other one is called roade. Then I have mixed with good amount of magnesium and everything, so it will make a woman revive the libido internally.
So you put this in your tea?
Yes, put in the tea.
Just this?
Yes.
No sugar?
Yeah. For me, from when we start conversations, I'll never mention the word sugar.
But what is here?
It is fermented sugar.
Oh.
Why do we use sugars? Because we are feeding this bacteria with sugar. It eats, what it gives us is the healthy one.
Fermented like miwa?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And milk thirsty?
Milk thistle is...
Hey, well, okay, sorry. Thirsty. Milk thistle.
Milk thistle is one of the most powerful herbs on earth. If you can keep doing a research, it's wild. It is very thorny. And previously, I learned in my community that they used to give donkeys when they are not fertile and women who are not fertile.
Oh.
Why? Because it is able to reverse and manage your hormones. Wow. Anyone with hormonal imbalance, you take milk thistle.
How much is this? You want to
That's 800 shillings.
And it lasts me like how long?
You take a teaspoon a day.
Yes.
This one also is an anti-hangover.
Oh, party people, you are sorted.
Because it helps the liver be able to detoxify all these things. That is how it works.
Beautiful.
It's a wild plant given by God for free.
Yeah.
But to find it,
it's hard.
It doesn't grow where there is chemicals. It doesn't grow where there is ever. It only grows in virgin lands, and it's very thorny. To harvest it, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. But milk thistle is one of the things, one of the herbs that I use to help women manage their hormones, especially in the reproductive age and the other one.
Good. I saw you came with something here. Super anti-aging.
Yes.
Collagen cream.
Collagen is the protein.
This is not an ad, guys, but man,
Yes.
I've known Carol for a minute, so trust you me.
Yes.
I'm actually, I feel like I should document my entire whole life change with her.
Yes.
And see what will
Be an ambassador, healthy life ambassador.
Nione itakuwaje after 1 year.
Yes.
I see
So,
this is beautiful.
Hiyo ni mafuta tumetengeneza tumeka collagen.
That's nice.
Yes. So collagen is the protein that holds you together. Collagen is the protein that naturally your body produces. But after 25 or so years, your body stops producing.
After I'm 25.
After around, so that is how after 30, 40, your skin starts.
Oh, man.
Your breasts will go down, your nails are not strong, your hair is not so strong. So imagine when you're 50 and you have used all this collagen. So you keep.
Man.
So we have to intake collagen and we also have to apply to keep our skins. So the biggest issue that women will experience after or during menopause is that they start sagging. So if you want to keep a healthy, young, youthful look, that is why it is anti-aging. It has collagen to apply. CMOS, the one we have just talked about, when taken with the right amount of vitamin C, it has collagen. That is why it gives you a glowing skin. So CMOS, you do not just drink for the libido. You can also apply
In your face.
in your face. The same thing, the beauty about nature, it provides you with so many things. When you take collagen, it will work on your joints, on your hair, on your nails, on your teeth, and on your skin. When you take Simos, you can apply when you have eczema, psoriasis, any skin condition. You can apply on your hair as a mask. Nature gives one thing to sort out so many things.
Good.
That is a beautiful thing about the natural remedies.
I love that. Huh? You know, I'm about to let you go. This is our first episode together.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to 5 or 6 more. But you mentioned something briefly. How do, if you could go back to it, because I suffer from very crazy period pains, right? Like, man, I'll be like, oh my God, it's crazy. And let it not be when I'm doing a show, I'll just be like, God, it's bad, you know? How do I deal with that? That's
Are you ready for the slaps? Because I might slap you on camera.
Yes. Don't say that I have trauma. Don't say I have trauma. At what? But no, truthfully speaking.
That happens. I'm a mother to a teenage daughter. She's 17.
Yeah.
When your body was starting to figure out if you're a woman or a man, you experience some of these problems. And then somehow we assumed that is normal for a woman. But it's not normal.
Because I've been told when I give birth, it will stop.
Several people have given birth and they still have the same problem.
I think me and Scholar were in the same water. Because when I'm taking Brufen, she's also there taking
Actually,
Brufen.
when I walked in, that is where the slap was coming in.
Yes.
When I walked in, the first thing I found on the seat,
Ni Brufen.
Brufen.
Ni yangu.
Nikamwambia, huku kuna dawa. Which is the first mistake we are making.
Yes.
You don't need the painkiller because you are experiencing pain because the muscles are very, what is it called? Tight. And they are refusing to release the blood, to release the uterus was waiting for a baby. The baby did not come.
Yeah.
So now the body is refusing to let go. So it is very like this. So one, you don't need painkiller, you need magnesium.
I need my dark chocolate.
You also need to add something that will help reduce the tension of the muscles is something hot. You can drink something hot. Stop drinking things. Don't drink, you can take hot water. Before, I remember we used to take hot water bottle and place it here and massage it. Good. Okay. You can take Epsom salt and soak your feet. If you don't have Epsom salt, you can just soak your feet in warm water. But now I'm assuming you are here, you are doing a show and you have this pain. So the only solution, I remember when we had a conversation with Scholar when we started this, and she told me something about her skin, and I asked her, is it something frequent? So if it's frequent every month, it means your body has hormonal imbalance. So the solution is, those are the temporary solutions I've given you. You must sort that out. You start with taking milk thistle, with some help the body accept that these are the hormones.
Yes.
Because the painkiller is doing more harm than good. The biggest issue I have today, and I know not many people like me because of saying that, is because we are misusing medication. Medication was created like when you're driving and your car stops and it has a problem. You take a Castone and you put it to stop it from moving. After you sort out the problem, the car goes, you don't think about the stone. But us, we are living with the stone. Medication was meant to come and help us relieve that. But let us look for the solution
that are
within us and go to the root cause, uproot and heal forever. This is Garden of Eden. We were supposed to live in the Garden of Eden. Let us uproot. So allow me to heal you.
Yes.
Not me, but God to heal you through me. You. And then you will come here with a testimony.
Okay.
Promise on this camera that whatever I give, you will take and you will bring a testimony. I have also taught my daughter from when she was young, she does not take any painkillers. When you feel pain, she knows, take some hibiscus, take some chamomile to soothe my like if you sat down with my daughter, she'll tell you what will happen when you take dark chocolate. You will have more blood, but then you will say, it doesn't work. The pain will go, but the blood will come. Why is it coming out? Because the muscles have released and the blood is coming out. So what do you need? To refill the iron.
Beautiful.
It's a whole cycle.
You are so beautiful at this. I feel like you're Africa's treasure to us.
Thank you.
Like you're just Africa's treasure to us. But does Big Pharma fight you? Because clearly you're telling us here there are natural ways for us to heal. Sorry, guys. You are telling us here there are natural ways for us to heal ourselves. There are natural things we can consume. But I'm guessing, given that Big Pharma is a very big industry, clearly, do you get the...
Well, if they ever come, they'll find me
ready.
And
with the whole army
there's
behind
someone
you.
who asked me that, and I told them, if my work was, if I was called to come and give you this information for a period of a certain years, and then as we said when we were starting, I'm not scared of anything, death or anything, but because I know it's God who calls me to do this, I do it boldly, and he's the one who gives me this evidence. Me, I'm the kind of a person who will sleep and ask God, you've brought someone with this and this, what do I do? I've told you I go to Mount Kenya and trees talk to me, and they tell me, I do this. So I have not experienced any fights. If someone wants to come, and of course I'm not a favorite for many doctors, but only the doctors who are not open-minded. But I have a good number of wonderful doctors who now complete, because I'm not here to take away the medication. I'm here to complement what we're doing. And medication was meant to heal a certain disease, symptom, whatever. So I'm not telling I don't tell you to stop medication. It's your body that tells you to stop the medication.
Yeah. It's beautiful, but I'm loving this for you.
Thank you.
This is good.
Yes, I do it passionately.
I feel I have so many solutions. Like I've just enjoyed this. I was actually waiting for a heartburn in the first 5 or something minutes. Sijapata heartburn. That's my cue to do. I take a lot of Gaviscon. Like when my partner knows, he has one in the car and another one at home. Like Gaviscon, I just be like Gaviscon.
The problem I have with taking antacid for heartburn is that it will lie to your body that you should, don't produce certain acid, because it will keep helping clear the acid. At some point the body will think, then why do we produce? Then why do we produce? And then you'll have a bigger gut issue.
A bigger one.
But heartburn was just a symptom. It was not a disease. The day we separate diseases and symptoms, we will have a better, because heartburn is not a problem. It's just an indication that there's a bigger problem that is actually our body. They know how to sheneneka. They tell us in advance. Before you get ill, your body always tells you.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I know I'm going to get a heartburn before I get it. That's a fact.
Your body.
I always know I'll get
it
one
before you get it.
One.
Yes.
That's a
your
fact.
body will always tell you before it even falls ill. Your body will tell you when you're happy. Your body will tell you when you need sex. Your body will tell you. And by the way, let's not assume that sex doesn't play a big role. So many angry men and women we are meeting on the streets hooting are just sexually frustrated. So even in church, there's so many. Someone told me that churches fight. No, in church we don't have fights. We just have two. We just have 2 or 3, 5 sexually frustrated people, and they want to frustrate everyone else. So they think that the church is the problem.
No.
So the body will always tell you before. Your body should never, ever be dehydrated. Before, if it gets dehydrated, it throws tantrums. People with joint pains, backaches, headaches. I don't know, I'm not sleeping well. It's just dehydration.
Drink water.
Drink water. So your body will always and how do we know when we are full? See, it's the body that says. How do we know when we are hungry? It's the same thing as diseases. Before a disease strikes, it's only that we ignore. Someday maybe we'll talk about arthritis, and I'll tell you arthritis, before we call it arthritis, it started so many years back.
That we are going to talk about.
Yes.
You see, that's like one of our other topics.
Yes.
But let me ask you, in menopause, do you still enjoy sex?
Oh, yes. Oh, hallelujah. Yes, you do.
It's beautiful.
Why? Because you have allowed yourself to go through it. You are aware of yourself. So you help your partner be aware of you. I'm the one who will tell him, this time, if we try, itaingiana. So menopause, I said, is a moment when God tells you stop and focus on yourself. So if you are self-aware, You will know the right spots to hit. You will enjoy the sex, and then you'll be very bold. You see, now you're a big girl. Yes. You're already like, me, I know I want it this way. Me, I know I want it this way. And you are able to express it without fear.
Yes.
So yes, you will enjoy sex. However, women are still sitaki. Hey, lakini mwenye amekubali orgasms like this.
One after the other. One after the other.
Tumalize show.
Tumalize. Hizi vitu watu wanazipata wapi, Carol? Hizi vitu. People who want me, I know I'm living here with my collagen.
And Scholar wants milk this.
Scholar wants happy vagina. Muga, I don't know. Muga wants for
Muga,
the
I have
nice.
Strongman Wonder Pack. I'll come and tell him about men.
Oh, yeah?
Strongman.
We are doing one about men.
Strongman Wonder Pack.
I know I have my cocoa.
Yeah,
I know I have my tea.
And you have finished the kombucha.
And I have 2 books here.
Yes, those are my books.
Natural remedies.
Yes.
And also
Glass of Life.
Are these for sale? Are they available?
Yes, they are available for sale.
Where?
So you can go to our website, www.rnb.co.ke, www.rnb.co.ke, or you can give us a call, 0711-621563. Let me say it with +254, +254 711 621563. That number you can call. I have shops in different places. My headquarters is in Thika. I have a shop in Ruiru, in Kiambu, in Nanyuki, in Mombasa, in Mwiki, in Kikuyu, in the United Kingdom, in London, in South Africa, in Ghana, in Uganda. And you can find all these contacts on my social media handles, Carol Your Health Coach. Carol Your Health Coach on Facebook, Carol Your Health Coach on Instagram, Carol Your Health Coach _Wamulio on TikTok, and my YouTube is Carol Your Health Coach. So, yes.
Congratulations.
And you can write an email, info@rnb.co.ke.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
This is beautiful.
Yes.
The awakening is
so now, now I don't just talk about sex. No, I just enjoy sex.
We are many.
Yes.
We are many. I
Thank
appreciate you for coming.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
I can't wait for the mini conversations that our Uganda walitushainia sana.
Wanifikiria hatuko.
Ati yo tunafundishwa saying. I'm like, are you people also stop?
Even yesterday my auntie was telling me, you are our senge.
You know you are senge, ma. You tulishainiwa sana hapa, And then my women were there defense mode like, no, Lynn, they can also take our husbands and
go with them. Mpaka huko TikTok. Naangalia video zao nasema.
Umeona venye wametushainia? It's our time to shine, my people. It's our time to shine.
We have our own.
Yes, get your happy vagina. This is a good name.
Yes.
This is a good name for
and I'm a creative by nature. I look at the image.
It's very beautiful.
The vagina is doing.
I see what you've done. It's happy. I see what you did also with this.
You.
I love the packaging. This is not an ad, but when I see a good thing.
Thank you.
I was just telling you I'm thinking of writing a book.
Yes.
And I loved the outlay inside. It's very glassy. It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
I've always wanted to give the best if I ever
love
write
fine things. I love fine things in life.
Get your books at Nuria also.
Oh.
Have Nuria stock these books. I'll call him.
Oh, yeah.
Not an ad, but Nuria gotta stock also.
Oh, okay.
A couple of healthy books.
Okay.
I appreciate
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, wow.
I can't wait to walk this journey with you. I'm in a space where I want to turn my